Hello everyone, welcome to Simplified Schooling. In today's video, let's have a look on irrigation. So, all the living beings need water to live because water is important for proper growth and development. The water is absorbed by the plant roots, and along with water, mineral and fertilizers are also absorbed by the plants. Also, the plants contain nearly 90% of water. So, do you know why water is essential for the plants? So it is because germination of seeds does not take place under dry conditions, so water is a must. Also, nutrients dissolved in water are transported to each part of the plants. So in this way, the proper nutrient supply of the plant is done only because of the water. And water also protects the crop from both frost and hot air currents. So, when the temperatures are very low, the water freezes on crop and releases heat to provide warm conditions, and in this way water protects the crop from freezing temperature which can cause damage to the crop. Also, the excess water present in plants absorbs hot air currents, and in this way it protects the plant from drying or burning. So now you can easily understand that why the fields need to be watered regularly. So the field needs to be watered regularly in order to maintain the moisture of the soil for the healthy crop growth. So the irrigation can be defined as the supply of water to crops at regular intervals. The factors affecting the time and frequency of irrigation are crop, soil, and season. The time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop, soil to soil, and season to season. So, do you know when the frequency of watering is high and why is it so? So, in summer season, the frequency of watering is higher and it can be due to the increased rate of evaporation of water from the soil and the surface of the leaves. The sources of water for irrigation are wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams, and canals. So, the irrigation methods can be divided into two categories. First is the traditional method of irrigation, and the second is the modern method of irrigation. So, the traditional irrigation methods include moat or pulley system, chain pump, dhekli, and rahat. Whereas the modern methods of irrigation include sprinkler system and drip system. So the traditional methods use human or animal labor, whereas modern irrigation uses machinery pumps or engines. So first let us know in detail about the traditional methods of irrigation. So in the traditional method, the water available in wells, lakes and canals is lifted up by different methods in different regions for taking it to the fields. So, as already discussed, in this method, cattle or human labor is used. So, these methods are cheaper but are less efficient. So, the first traditional method of irrigation is moat. It is also known as pulley system. And as the name suggests, a pulley is used to draw water from the sources. It consists of a rope and a pulley. So at one end of the rope, a bucket is tied and another end is pulled by the animals or humans to draw the water. And this water is used for the irrigation. So, in the village, like the people used to draw the water from the well, in the same way, water is drawn from the well in the mode method of irrigation. Now, the second method is the chain pump. So, the chain pump consists of two large wheels connected by a chain, and on this chain buckets are attached. So the bottom wheel is half immersed in the water source, and as the wheel is turned, the connected bucket dip into the pool and pick up the water. The chain then lifts them up to the upper wheel where the water from the bucket is transferred to the pool. And again from this pool the water is used for the irrigation purpose. So this method is used to retrieve water from deep trenches, ditches and low irrigation canal. Now the third method is known as dhekli. So in the dhekli method, the ropes and containers are used to get water from the well. So the person takes out the water manually through a bucket and pour it into the field. And in this way, a lot of water wastage occur, and now due to scarcity of water, people don't use this method of irrigation anymore. Now the fourth one is Rahat. It is also known as lever system because in Rahat system, cattle are used to move a lever in a rotating manner. So now what is a lever? A lever is a rigid body capable of rotating on point on itself. Okay? So, what happens in this system is that there is a large wheel that has buckets or containers placed on the rim of the wheel, which picks up water from a stream and is connected to the lever through many gears. Now, the wheel is then rotated with the help of the lever by domestic animals like oxen, buffalo, or cow to uptake the water from the source. And in this way, water flows into the bucket that could then be dumped over the crops. So in this way, irrigation is done with the help of the cattles. So now let's summarize all the traditional methods of irrigation. So mode is a pulley system of irrigation, and in this method a rope and pulley is used to draw water from the well. The second is the chain pump, which consists of two large wheels connected by a chain, and the wheel is turned in order to collect water. Third is the dhekli, and in this method a rope and a container is used to get water from the well. The fourth one is the rahat, which is a lever system in which the cattle is used to move the lever in a rotating manner in order to fill the container with water, which is then used for the irrigation. When the water supply is deep, pumps are commonly used for lifting water. Diesel, biogas, electricity, and solar energy is used to run these pumps. Now let's have a look on the modern methods of irrigation. So the modern methods of irrigation help us to use water economically, and the main methods used are sprinkler system and drip system. First, let's have a look on the sprinkler system. So this system is more useful on an uneven land where sufficient water is not available. So in this system, there are perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on the top and are joined to the main pipeline at regular intervals. So when the water is allowed to flow through the main pipeline under pressure with the help of a pump, it escapes from the rotating nozzles and gets sprinkled on the crop as if it is raining. So a sprinkler is very useful for lawn, coffee plantation and several other crops. Now let's have a look on the second method, which is the drip system. In this system, the water falls drop by drop directly near the roots, so it is called drip system. It is the best technique for watering fruit plants, gardens and trees. Water is not wasted at all, and it is a boon in regions where availability of water is poor. Now let's summarize both the sprinkler system and the drip system. So the sprinkler system is a method of applying irrigation water which is similar to natural rainfall, because in this system water is distributed through a system of pipes, usually by pumping, and it is then sprayed into the air through sprinklers so that it breaks up into small water drops which fall onto the ground. And the drip system involves placing tubings with emitters on the ground alongside the plants. So these emitters slowly drip water into the soil at the root zone and is very beneficial in the regions having poor water supply. Hope you find this video useful. Thank you for watching the video, and like, share and subscribe to the channel Simplified Schooling.